Welcome back to 60 Minutes. It's not always the case with sports stars, but the hype that goes with the mere mention of Anna Meares is completely justified. 11 world championships make her the greatest female track cyclist in history. And happily for Australia, unfortunately for her competitors, she's not finished yet. Anna's hard at work preparing for Rio, her 4th Olympic Games. But as Peter Stefanovic reports, her exhausting and exhaustive training schedule is also a distraction from heartbreak on the home front, the bust-up of her marriage.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Get a move on, mate, come on.
What better way to understand Anna Meares, the greatest female cyclist on the planet, than to hit the road with her?
How are you feeling on this bike?
Yeah. But a few kilometres into our ride, reality strikes.
How's that backside feeling?
She's sore. I think I'm going to be sitting in a bucket of ice tonight.
While I'm in a world of pain, Anna's not even trying. When she does, though, Anna Meares, in full flight, is an amazing sight. State champion, national champion, Commonwealth champion, world champion, Olympic champion. What else is there?
More champions.
Here's where all those championships happen. The velodrome, Anna's office. Have you ever taken any debutantes out before?
Yes,
You have?
I have.
Have any crashed?
No. No, I have not had that
Hot
happen
diggity.
to me yet. So, you may be a first.
Am I holding the handlebars too tight?
Yes, I can see your white knuckles from here.
The steep banks are daunting enough. But on a bike with no gears, no brakes, and no safety net, fun gives way to fear.
See, the faster you go, the more comfortable you are.
I reach my safety limit at about 35 kilometres an hour, which is exactly half of Anna's competition speed.
I think Pete might need a nap.
Right now, Anna is training for Rio. Remarkably, it'll be her 4th Olympic Games and, hopefully, her 6th medal. You got any aces up your sleeve?
Yep.
Can you give us a little tease on what they might be?
No. Sorry.
Anna Meares' path to cycling greatness began on a BMX bike in the small central Queensland town of Middlemount. Her dad Tony was a coal miner, mum Marilyn looked after the house, while she and big sister Kerry explored the neighbourhood.
We always grew up with bikes, whether it be riding the bush bashing bikes through town or on the BMX bikes. Yeah, fell in love with it.
Was it you or Kerry that found the bike first?
Kerry.
I can certainly relate to the fact that siblings are very competitive. You know, I always wanted to beat my brother at certain things. Did you feel the same way towards Kerry?
Absolutely.
What was her dream?
Olympic Games.
And your dream?
Olympic Games.
As the sisters got better, they became known for their great cycling rivalry. But in 2003, Kerry seriously injured her back. Cruelly, her Olympic dream was lost, and the whole family felt the pain, especially mum, Marilyn. Did you feel for Kerry?
I did, yes.
Because it was Kerry's dream to be an Olympian as well.
Yep.
So what did you say to her?
Sorry.
It's okay. Her misfortune became your fortune.
Yeah, yeah. And it can be a hard thing when in a way, you know that you are what stopped your sister from achieving her dreams.
The 2004 Games in Athens turned out to be Anna's breakout performance, and in a little under 34 seconds of explosive power, she became a national hero.
First woman for Australia to win an Olympic medal, gold medal on the track, and I remember screaming down the whole back straight, just in my head going, holy shit, you're the Olympic champion.
Yeah, and then hook up.
There we go.
Heading into Rio, Anna and her coach Gary West concentrate on the very fine line between speed and injury.
Yep, up. Because, you know, the moment she's broken, she can't train, then she gets angry and frustrated. And we get frustrated, so that's not what we want.
In cycling, the margin for error is minuscule.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was
Just
good.
months before her second Olympics, the Beijing Games in 2008, this almost killed her.
I fell to the right, and it wasn't the impact of hitting the track that broke my neck, it was the force with which my head bounced off the track. Because of the pain was just, I had skin loss from eye to toe, and people had their hands on burns, and my neck was killing me, and I just remember screaming, let go, let go.
The fracture was so serious, doctors worried Anna might be paralysed. She proved them wrong. They warned her about the dangers of continuing to ride, and again, she proved them wrong.
I was there to qualify for the Olympics, and now I thought I couldn't go. My coach came in, and I was just so desperate. I just wanted him to know that I wasn't giving up. And I said to him, I'll still be right for Beijing. And he just patted my hand and said, don't worry about that for the moment. No one cared about the Olympics except me.
Astonishingly, just 7 months after the crash, Anna was back on her bike and competing in Beijing. She made it to the final, but was pipped for gold by her arch-rival, Britain's Victoria Pendleton.
I felt like I'd lost that gold medal, and I was disappointed. I was so disappointed. But it didn't take long for me to kind of take stock a little bit and realise that what I was feeling, I honestly think what I was feeling was just relief. You know, I came in to that preparation or that year with a neck brace, and I walked out of those games with a silver medal.
Silver in Beijing drove Anna to strive for the London Games in 2012, by which time her rivalry with Victoria Pendleton was legendary.
Who goes one up in the final?
The anticipation of another matchup on the track had everyone talking.
I actually remember when I got into London, like we landed and we had to clear customs, and they opened up my passport and they looked at me and they said, "You're Victoria's rival?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And they stamped the passport and they signed off on it and they handed it back and they said, "Enjoy your silver." So I wasn't even in the country yet and people were giving me little jabs.
The British media was savage, nastily comparing the English glamour with the down-to-earth girl from country Australia.
It was the first time I'd ever had experienced any form of derogatory or even any interest in what I looked like in comparison to another athlete. And, you know, for my whole life and career, me being an athlete was all about being strong and powerful and fast, and there was beauty in that.
Did it make you angry?
No, it hurt.
Or did it go the other
hurt.
way?
Yeah, it hurt.
How would you sum up Anna's rivalry with Victoria Pendleton?
Absolutely brilliant. It put a new spark on the female side of cycling. It put new life into the blue ribbon event, which is the women's sprint.
Gave it a spark.
Oh, I think it gave a bit more than a spark.
More than a spark.
In enemy territory, among a baying crowd of Brits, Anna stayed focused. In a gravity-defying move, she hovered at a complete standstill, waiting for Victoria to break.
That's a very difficult move too.
It's a very difficult move on a fixed wheel bike, under pressure, with millions of people watching.
Because it could go wrong.
It could go wrong. You know, you could get off balance, you could fall, you could grab a fence.
These are two terrific competitors.
You're at a standstill, she's right on your back, she's trying to hold on, then in the corner of your eye, you see the wheels start to move. She's lost her balance, she's off.
She's moving and she's in front. I remember coming out of the last bend and looking under my arms, and I just saw her elbows relax, and I knew...
She knew she was buggered.
She knew she was beat. I knew I'd won. I put my hand in the air. I was trying to scream, but I couldn't because I was just physically frozen, strapped to a fixed-wheel bike going about 68 k's an hour.
Meares has done it. What a tremendous performance.
I didn't say it out loud, but I mumbled under my breath when I looked at all the other Poms there. Cop that, you bunch of bastards.
Something to behold.
Victory meant everyone wanted to know more about Anna Meares' incredible power and where it came from.
Morning, Anna.
Good morning.
What are we cooking today?
Scrambled eggs.
Let's go.
The secret to Anna's strength is refreshingly normal. Healthy food and a healthy mind.
How important is body image to you?
Look, when I was younger, it was a big factor, and obviously you put that body into a thin piece of lacquer and walk out onto a track for a few million people to see. It can be a little bit challenging on the confidence side of things, but as I've gotten older, I've kind of accepted my body and learnt how it operates, and there's a beauty element to it from my perspective, and kind of as I've gotten older, I've got the opinion of if people don't like it, don't look.
There's beauty in the booty.
Yes, there is. I like that.
Away from the velodrome, away from the pressures of being the best track cyclist in the world, Anna is happily a homebody.
Thank you for cooking, by the way.
My pleasure. Thanks for helping.
But here, the confident exterior slips ever so slightly.
And there's Mark Chadwick, the husband.
In 2014, Anna's 9-year marriage to her childhood love, Mark Chadwick, fell apart.
How much of a shock was that marriage breakup?
Huge. For me, I valued my marriage above my sport and anything else, and I didn't see it coming, which, you know, I asked myself the questions, why didn't I see it coming? But I don't have the answers, and that was probably the hardest thing to accept. I questioned myself a lot. Do I want to keep riding? Why do I want to keep riding? What's it worth anymore?
Did you feel like tossing it in?
Absolutely.
How close did you come?
Numerous times. You know, for half of my life, I was in a relationship with Mark. So when that was no longer a part of my life, it was a big hole to fill. And so now I'm standing on my own.
Further down the track, is motherhood, is being a wife again, is that something that you'd like?
I was a bit jaded on the whole concept of relationships and marriage again, but, you know, if someone special comes along, no problem.
Still a bit raw.
Still a bit raw, yeah.
At 32, Anna Meares, heading into her 4th consecutive Olympics, is defying the odds.
So 4 times in a lifetime to experience that, how rare is that? Do you know, how rare is that?
You know what's rarer than that? 5.
5! Tokyo!
Yana?
We'll see after Rio.
Also depends how much fire there is left in the old girl.
Old girl! Old girl, huh?
No.
I'm a coal country kid and I'm proud to be a coal miner's daughter. I should always remember where I come from and the people who've helped me get there, and I'm excited for Rio because I know where I'm going to be. But there's no guarantee. I've learnt there's no guarantee. But if I put my best forward, generally it looks after itself.